Alright, quick spoilers if you haven't watched this. Please don't watch anymore. I gave you this warning. That's all I'm gonna say. Anohana, whether you love it or not, it's one of anime's prized treasures. It makes you cry, it gives you a whole range of emotions, and whether you like it or not, it's one of the most beautiful animes I've ever watched. Surprisingly made by Aniplex, who screwed up freaking Sword Art Online beyond oblivion. Now, quick warning before you watch this video. This video isn't for the sad people, but with that out of the way, Anohana's a beautiful anime. Don't even put it in the range of Sword Art. It's 100% better. It's Aniplex's best work in my opinion. Like, the only thing that comes close in my opinion may be Your Line Exit. But yeah, with that out of the way, this is why Anohana's a masterpiece. Why Anohana is so good. Anohana is good for a multitude of reasons in my opinion. Primarily the plot and what it can do to your emotions. Like, imagine someone just went up to you and grabbed your heart and just went, yeah, fuck you. And ripped it out. That is what Anohana does. It is a beautiful story, but is sad. If you're not for those stories, I wouldn't recommend this. But if you are, keep watching this video, please. Anohana is about a boy whose best friend, or love interest I guess, died at a very young age. 10 years later, she comes back as a ghost and boom, Anohana stars. Why no, I'm joking. Anohana is way deeper than that. It has a very deep story of heartache and learning how to cope with that. It carries a very deep message. That's one of the reasons it's great.
The other is that it's freaking Anohana. If you disagree with me, you're a garbage person.
But with that out of the way, let's really start talking about why Anohana is great. The animation isn't the best, I'll admit. But the storytelling truly is what makes it what it is. Like, it was the first of its kind to try this with anime. Anime never used to go into deep and dark stories like that with emotional loss. They were very basic. And then Anohana went out here and went, yeah, let me teach you how it's done. That's why I admire Anohana. It was the first of its kind and it almost perfected it instantly. Something that I can't think of another anime that's done. I mean, for crying out loud, when is the last time you heard of an anime perfecting the genre on the first genre's release? Never. That's why Anohana's special. It's something different. It was something different from the crowd. It really made itself stick out in that modern landscape of the time. Which is why I think it resonated with people so well, and why it made people cry. I mean, for crying out loud, I can't hear the song Secret Base without bawling my eyes out. I mean, it's really sad in my opinion now. Like, after watching the end of it, which I said there were going to be spoilers, I warned you. Like, she freaking just disappears in the thin air, like, what the frick? Like, it made me cry. And there's nothing that I can ever do now. But you move on and you get better. That's the entire premise of the anime. I mean, for crying out loud, the man gets a second chance. Not all of us do. But we still learn to move on and recoup, get back up on our feet. And that's exactly what this anime encapsulates. A man getting back up on his feet after 10 years. It might have took a while, but at least he eventually did it. But still, it's a great anime either way. Even if it didn't have that, I'd still feel like I'd love it for some reason. Not even knowing why, I just feel like I'd know something about it that no one else did. It kind of makes you feel that way. Kind of makes you feel like you're someone just watching it from the outside. But you really do know the people. And I don't know how it does that. But whatever it does, it must do a really good job of it. Now, a general synopsis of the show which I'm going to tell you now was taken directly from my anime list. Genta Yadami is living as a recluse, spending a few days away from his school, and playing video games at home instead. One hot summer, his childhood friend Miko Minhoma appears and pesters him to grant a forgotten wish. He pays her no mind, which annoys her, but he doesn't really care. After all, Minma died years ago. At first, Genta thinks he's merely hallucinating due to the summer heat, but is later on convinced that that is truly the ghost of Minma. Genta and his group of childhood friends grow apart after her untimely death, but they draw together one more time as they try to lay her spirit to rest. Reliving their pain and guilt, will they be able to find the strength to not only help her move on, but lay themselves as well? Adults can drink their selves away in the sorrow, but with children this isn't really true. We have to deal with the pain and torment. That's why I feel like Anohana is so good. It makes you deal with the death of a friend. I mean, for crying out loud, how many people have dealt with that? I mean, a lot. But yet you never hear their stories. That's what I kind of hate about our modern day and age. You don't hear the stories of the hard survivors anymore. You only hear the stories that are so big and so happy. You never hear the sad triumphs, though. Well, Anohana is one of those sad triumphs. It has 11 episodes and, well, it's emotional. It strikes at your heart. Someone who's lost someone prematurely in their lives can relate to this, like me. Now, it may seem a bit odd to talk about death or grief or learning the loss to deal with someone. Or learning how to deal with the loss of someone. I mean, there's nothing like the loss of a loved one. We always feel that death is so far away, but when it really hits us on our doorstep, it rocks our world. And, well, we don't all get to say goodbye. That's what I think this story encapsulates. What would happen if you truly got to say goodbye? It seems a very normal, everyday scene that someone might see in anime, but nothing's as it seems in the beginning scene. Everything changes and, well, it makes the anime into something amazing that no one would really ever expect. That's why I love this anime. I mean, for crying out loud. I mean, I don't even know if I enjoyed this, but it's a good example of how original anime can be. And I think that's why people loved it so much. As I said, it was a breath of fresh air in a very cold and boring environment. And, well, we needed that. We needed to get away from the isekai in 2011, and, well, this kind of bring that. It changed the landscape. It really tried something new. It pulled at your heartstrings and, well, it cut them right out. I mean, my god. That's why I love Anohana. And that's why I think everyone loves Anohana. The story does have its flaws, though. Like, the pacing just changes so terribly on the last 3 episodes, and there's so many questions unanswered. And eventually the story just moves off of a romance instead of the original premise of them growing up and getting better and dealing with it. Until the last 3 episodes again. It feels like the story's rushed, and I feel like if it was given more time to mature, it would have turned out way better. But that's just my personal take, and, well, I don't have very good takes as we've seen in the past, but I love this anime, and it only had 11 episodes. I mean, for crying out loud. Some of the worst anime in existence have had 200. Dragon Ball. But still, enough with throwing shade. Anohana is truly my favorite anime, and I really do think I enjoyed it. I love Anohana, and honestly, I would recommend this to anyone. And if you did stick around since the beginning, even if you haven't watched it, I'm sorry for ruining such a great anime to you, even though I told you so. And for crying out loud, some of my favorite animes have been ruined for me, but I still found a way to enjoy them. But that's why I think everyone loves Anohana, and honestly, that's why I think you should too. But thank you watching this video, and please like and subscribe if you watch the full thing. It's very simple. You can undo it if you want. I'm not going to force you to. But if you really did enjoy it, please tell me, because I enjoyed it too. And without that, I don't think anything would be good anymore. With that being said, goodbye, good evening, and have a good day.